But the social media already is awash with the fact that the Senate has rejected electronic transmission. That is not true. That is not true. Electronic transmission had always been in our act, and what we did was to return the electronic transmission, which had been in our act and which was used in 2022. So please do not allow people to confuse you. If you are in doubt, we will make up our final votes and proceedings available to you if you apply and you are entitled, so that you will see this Senate under my watch has not rejected electronic transmission of results. It's in my interest as a participant in the next election for such to be done. So please don't go with the crowd. Don't go with the crowd. We have retained what was in the previous provision. That's all we did. So if we rejected what was proposed by way of amendment and said let's retain what was in the previous provision.
Right now the political space in Nigeria is getting more intense as reactions continue to follow the electoral reform debate, and many people are watching closely after Senate President Godswill Akpabio responded to critics who questioned the direction of the proposed changes. The discussion is not just happening inside the National Assembly, it has moved into homes, social media conversations, and everyday discussions among Nigerians who want to understand what these reforms could mean for future elections. The main issue causing the debate is how election results should be transmitted and how much flexibility should be given to the electoral body when conducting elections across a country as large and complex as Nigeria. Some people believe the Senate is trying to improve the law so it works better in real situations, while others are worried that any adjustment could reduce trust in the process. Before we go deeper into this gist, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more updates like this. What is making this story trend is not only the amendment itself but also the tone of the response coming from the Senate leadership. Akpabio made it clear that, according to him, many criticisms are based on misunderstanding. He explained that lawmakers are not trying to remove technology from elections but are discussing how the law should guide the use of technology in a realistic way. Supporters of the Senate's position say Nigeria still faces network challenges in some regions, and forcing a single method in every situation might create legal disputes or confusion. This is why they believe giving the Electoral Commission more room to decide how to manage result transmission could help avoid problems during elections. On the other side, critics feel strongly that electronic transmission has helped improve transparency in recent years, and they fear that removing strict requirements could create doubt among voters. This difference in opinion is what is making the debate feel very serious. Many Nigerians are asking a simple question: why is this conversation happening now? The answer is connected to preparation for future elections. Whenever election laws are reviewed, political tension usually increases because everyone wants a system they believe is fair. Some civil society voices say the law should become even stronger to protect the will of the voters, while others say flexibility allows institutions to adapt to real conditions on the ground. The Senate has insisted that the amendment process is still ongoing, which means discussions and adjustments may still happen before anything becomes final. That is an important point because it shows that the story is still developing and not yet settled. If you look closely at public reactions, you will notice that many people are not fully against reform itself. Instead, they want clear communication about what exactly is changing. A lot of the confusion comes from different interpretations of legal language. Some headlines make it sound like electronic systems are being removed completely, while others say the law is only being adjusted to allow more decision-making power for election officials. This is why Akpabio's response has become central to the conversation. He believes lawmakers are being judged too quickly, and he has asked people to follow the legislative process step by step. His supporters say reforms should be debated calmly, without assuming negative intentions, while critics argue that strong public pressure is necessary whenever election laws are reviewed. Another angle to this story is how it connects to political expectations ahead of the next general election cycle. Whenever election rules change, political parties start analyzing how those changes might affect their strategy. Observers believe that trust in institutions is one of the most important factors in any democracy, and that is why emotions often run high during electoral debates. Nigerians remember past controversies around election results, so any topic connected to transparency immediately attracts attention. At the same time, some lawmakers argue that technology alone cannot solve every problem. They say good planning, proper training, and strong institutions are equally important. Let's talk about the atmosphere around the National Assembly. Discussions have reportedly been detailed and sometimes intense, with lawmakers sharing different perspectives on what will work best for the country. Some believe reforms should focus on long-term stability, while others want immediate improvements that citizens can easily see. The truth is that electoral reform is never a simple topic because it touches on law, technology, public trust, and political competition all at once. That is why debates can feel complicated even when the goal is to strengthen democracy. Now think about how ordinary Nigerians are reacting. Many viewers say they just want clarity. They want to know that their votes will count and that results will be handled in a way that feels transparent and fair. Social conversations show a mix of support, concern, and curiosity. Some people believe the Senate is doing necessary work by reviewing the law early instead of waiting until election season, while others think any major change should come after wide public consultation. This mixture of opinions shows that Nigerians are paying attention, which is always important in a democratic system. At this point in the gist, if you are finding this update helpful, please like this video and subscribe to the channel because more balanced political updates are coming your way. Your support helps the channel continue to bring clear explanations without unnecessary drama. Back to the story. One important detail that keeps coming up is the difference between policy intention and public perception. Lawmakers may believe they are making technical adjustments, but the public often interprets those changes through the lens of past experiences. That is why communication becomes very important during legislative debates. When people feel informed, they are more likely to engage calmly, but when information is unclear, speculation can grow quickly. This is something both supporters and critics agree on. Nigerians want more explanation in simple language. Another interesting part of this debate is how it highlights the balance between innovation and practicality. Technology has changed how elections are monitored around the world, but every country faces unique challenges. Nigeria's size, population, and infrastructure differences mean that lawmakers must think carefully about how laws are written. Some experts argue that flexibility allows innovation to continue without legal obstacles, while others believe strict rules provide stronger protection against disputes. Both perspectives show that the conversation is not only political but also technical. There is also a broader political context behind the reactions. As conversations about future elections begin to grow, every statement from major political figures receives extra attention. Akpabio's comments are being analyzed not just for what they say about the law but also for what they reveal about the direction of political leadership. Observers say moments like this often shape public perception long before election campaigns officially begin. That is why the debate has moved beyond the Senate chamber and into national discussions. Many viewers are also asking whether this amendment will definitely become law. The answer is that legislative processes usually involve several stages, including reviews and possible adjustments. That means what is being discussed today could still change before the final version is approved. Understanding this process helps reduce unnecessary tension because it reminds everyone that debate is a normal part of lawmaking. The goal is usually to refine ideas until lawmakers reach a decision they believe serves the country. Another point worth noting is how the conversation has encouraged more Nigerians to learn about how election laws actually work. Sometimes, major debates create an opportunity for civic education, where people begin to ask deeper questions about governance. This is a positive side of the situation because informed citizens are essential for a strong democracy. Even though opinions differ, the fact that many people are discussing electoral reforms shows a growing interest in national issues. Let's pause for a moment and look at the tone of the debate itself. Despite strong opinions, many public figures have called for respectful dialogue. They encourage Nigerians to focus on facts instead of rumors and to avoid spreading information that has not been verified. This approach helps maintain a calm atmosphere while allowing meaningful discussions to continue. It also reminds viewers that political debates can be serious without becoming disrespectful. Now, imagine how this story might evolve in the coming weeks. As lawmakers continue their discussions, new statements and clarifications may appear. Public reactions could also shift depending on how clearly the Senate explains its intentions. Analysts believe transparency and open communication will play a big role in how Nigerians respond to any final decision. For now, the key message is that the process is ongoing and that multiple voices are being heard. Another layer to this gist is the relationship between lawmaking and public trust. Trust is built slowly over time, and every decision made by political leaders can influence how citizens feel about institutions. Some supporters of the amendment believe flexibility shows maturity in governance, while critics believe strict digital safeguards strengthen confidence. Both sides are ultimately talking about trust, even though they express it differently. That is why the debate feels emotional for many people. As we move deeper into this conversation, think about how important it is for viewers to stay informed without feeling overwhelmed. Political stories often include complex legal language, but at the heart of it all is a simple question: how can elections be conducted in a way that Nigerians believe in? This question is guiding both supporters and critics as they share their views. Whether the final law includes major changes or only small adjustments, the discussions happening now will likely influence future reforms. We are now at the middle of this gist, and if you have stayed with me this far, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so you continue receiving clear and balanced updates. Your engagement helps keep conversations like this active and respectful. Let's continue. Some observers believe that debates like this show the strength of democratic institutions because they allow different ideas to compete openly. Instead of decisions happening quietly, the public gets to watch leaders explain themselves and respond to feedback. That openness can sometimes create tension, but it also creates accountability. Nigerians are watching closely, and that attention encourages leaders to communicate more clearly. Another important aspect is the role of young voters and digital communities. Many younger Nigerians are following this story online, sharing opinions and asking questions about how electoral reforms affect them directly. Their voices add energy to the conversation and remind policymakers that the future of elections belongs to a new generation of voters as well. This growing interest from younger audiences shows that political awareness is expanding beyond traditional spaces. Some political analysts also say that debates about election laws often reveal deeper concerns about governance and representation. When people discuss how votes are counted or transmitted, they are also discussing fairness, equality, and accountability. These themes are not limited to one political party or one region, they are national concerns that affect everyone. That is why the conversation continues to attract attention from across the country. As the debate continues, many Nigerians hope that lawmakers will find a balanced approach that addresses both technological progress and practical challenges. Achieving that balance is not always easy, but open dialogue makes it possible. The Senate leadership has indicated that discussions will continue, and this suggests that feedback from the public may still influence the final outcome. For viewers following the story, patience is important because legislative processes take time. Now let's reflect on what this moment means for Nigeria's democratic journey. Over the years, electoral laws have changed several times as the country learns from each election cycle. Each amendment reflects lessons from the past and hopes for the future. Whether people agree or disagree with the current proposals, the fact that reforms are being debated shows that the system is evolving. Democracy is often a process of constant adjustment rather than a fixed destination. Another interesting observation is how language shapes perception. Words like reform, amendment, and transmission may sound technical, but they carry strong emotional meaning for citizens who remember past election experiences. That is why clear explanations are essential. When leaders speak in simple language, people feel more included in the conversation. And when viewers understand the details, discussions become more constructive. As we move toward the closing part of this gist, one thing remains clear: Nigerians care deeply about the integrity of the elections. Whether supporting or criticizing the amendment, most voices share a common goal, a system that reflects the will of the people. This shared objective creates a foundation for continued dialogue, even when opinions differ. The coming days may bring new statements, new reactions, and possibly new adjustments to the proposed law. For now, the key takeaway is that the debate is ongoing and that different perspectives are being heard. Staying informed helps viewers understand not only what is happening but also why it matters. Balanced conversations like this encourage thoughtful participation rather than unnecessary tension. We have reached the end of this update, and if you found this gist helpful and easy to understand, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more real-time Nigerian news explained in simple English. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss the next update as this story continues to develop. Stay informed, stay respectful, and I will see you again with another clear and balanced political gist.